Yeah, hi. When I did a list of ugliest boxers, a video on that, you can have a look at it in my videos. One guy that I'm really gutted I forgot to add, and I might have to do a part two, ugliest boxers, because there's many ugly, ugly boxers, female and male, especially female though, because they're hideous, that I forgot. People talked a lot about Jane Couch, who was an early female boxer, who was not a supermodel by any means. And there's this guy here, so Devin Haney. Obviously, he's quite a big name. They're grooming him for superstardom. I'm not sure. I'm not sure his face fits the superstar label because he is exceptionally ugly. He has, his most known feature, and other people talk about this, is his extremely wide nose, yeah, which covers about 40%. I measured this, 40% of his face if you look straight on, which is a lot of face, and some big nostrils. I'm not going to say what words people might use, even though I'm mixed myself, but I couldn't. You get in trouble for using words like to do with primates and that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to say anything, but it's up to you to decide. You can mention it in the comments, but he's definitely a very ugly man. He'll make money, and money attracts, the women, the females. So he's not going to lack for females, If he was working, in the 7-Eleven or McDonald's, he'd be getting no action, but he will probably get some action. So I don't feel sorry for him. People go, oh, that's out of order. Oh, why do you have to be so mean? Looks doesn't mean anything. Well, actually, looks does mean something. It's a genetic, what it is, it's symmetry. And the angle of your face gives the subconscious an idea of how good someone's genes are. I very much doubt, and that's everything, like physically and mentally, and good-looking people are more likely to be successful because they have better genes, and that's all it is. Now, obviously, Henny is a bit of a freak of nature. He's very good at boxing, which is lucky for him, because with that face, man, and he's not tall, and it's not like women are going to be beating down his door to reproduce, but, when they see the cash money, when they see the gold, when they see the coins, I'm sure they'll be running. So I don't feel sorry for him. But he is most definitely ugly. If you doubt that, you are blind, indoctrinated, or you're part of, possibly, you're a primate yourself. Anyway, but you know what the weird thing was? He reminded me. I was like, "What? Who does he remind me of? Who does he remind me of?" And every time I look at him, I thought, "I know, it's the old-time fighter Sam McVey." Now, Sam McVey was he was a very successful, very good fighter in the era. This was the 1920s. Now, Jack Johnson had kind of ruined it a bit for black fighters by being a little bit too cocky. Now, I'm not blaming Jack Johnson, but that was the era at the time, and they didn't want, so they made a color bar, I think it was called. So in America anyway, not in other countries, where whites would fight whites and blacks would fight blacks. So Sam McVey is black, obviously, and he would fight purely black fighters largely, and it's crazy. Let me give you some of the stats. Right, so Sam McVey fought Sam Langford, another great, 15 times. Joe Jeanette, 5 times. Harry Wills, 5 times. And Jack Johnson, 3 times. His record was 65 wins, 16 losses, and 12 draws. Now, that's pretty incredible. These guys are like the top of the game, yeah? Can you imagine Anthony Joshua fighting, whoever, Usyk 15 times. But he'd probably get beat 14 times. But, it doesn't happen these days. It's a different era. And, money is obviously the main pusher these days. So we're not surprised by that. But that's pretty amazing. But, you've got to still look at pictures of Sam McVey, yeah, and say, man, this guy is severely ugly. Yeah, he's got the same, nostril area as Devin Haney, yeah. He has, he looks like him. That's what I reminded of when I was seeing Haney. I go, who does you remind me of? Sam McVey, mainly due to ugliness and the huge nose. Now, I'm not hating on McVey for being ugly. That's not his fault. Yeah, it's his mother's fault and his dad's fault. Or Devin Haney, same thing. But, the difference is that Haney's going to make money, whereas McVey wouldn't have made that much. I don't know how good McVey was with the ladies then. I don't know. But Devin Haney will manage to pull some hood rats, no doubt. But yeah, I mean, it was just amazing to me how similar these guys looked. So I don't believe in reincarnation. It's against my religious beliefs. But, some people go, hey, is Devin Haney, reincarnated Sam McVey? Again, I don't believe in that, so I say no. It just happens to be that they're both exceptionally ugly with very wide nostril areas.